Hi, Julie Jones from SSB Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training, here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week, brought to you by Game Day Sportswear. Easy for me to say today. This week we're talking about reacting versus responding and how that affects our performance. There it comes, that funny feeling again. Lyrics, Van Halen. Why Can't This Be Love is the song. You might remember it if you're over 45 years old. But the bottom line is, I got that funny feeling. I was sitting on the couch. I don't know that it was a funny feeling. It was just that feeling. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm looking at Facebook, going to post something about a camp that we're running that's coming up. And there it is. A comment from someone that I don't know, who has absolutely no bearing on my life, that is tied to a rough time during my coaching career. And I got that zinger of a feeling. You know the feeling. You walk into a room and there's someone there that you really don't want to see, or someone that hurts you and you're like, oh gosh, and you get that, shoo. It's not that you crouch down, it's just literally like a chill, a shrill, just covers you from head or heart to toe. I was comfortable sitting on my couch in the safety and comfort of my own home, and yet I get this feeling like someone is attacking me. Remember that old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? We wish that was true. We know that our thoughts and things that people say do affect us because we react to them in certain ways. And then we think a certain way, which makes us feel a certain way, and then we act a certain way. This cycle that runs through us. And unfortunately, we can be sitting in the comfort of our own home with nothing, no threats around us, and we can still feel that feeling because our body is conditioned to do it. I felt that feeling a million times when I opened up emails or I opened up social media. When the situation was going on, it was like zing, zing, zing. Felt like they were coming from everywhere. In fact, it was as if I was there again for a split second. And then I was like, come on. Seriously, get over it, dude. But I still felt it, and it's frustrating that happens. Well, I'm reading a book, or I read a book, I should say, called Are the Placebo. And in the book, it talks about these kinds of things. And it says, every time you have a thought, in addition to making neurotransmitters, your brain also makes another chemical, a small protein called a neuropeptide, that sends a message to your body. That's what was happening. Your body then reacts by having a feeling. Zing, right? The brain notices that your body is having a feeling, so the brain generates another thought matched exactly to that feeling that will produce more of the same chemical messages that allow you to think the way you were thinking and feeling. It's like a cycle. And if I would have sat there, I could have thought about it probably for hours, and it could have kept me up at night. I've been there, and I'm sure you have before. We have 70,000 thoughts a day. 85 to 90% of them are old thoughts. And we just love to think about all the good stuff, right? Right. We think about all the things like this stuff. Think about what you think about. That frustration that happened on the way to work. That person that said something to you and you're like, oh gosh. Or the frustrating or hurtful thing that someone said. Or the situation that you just can't get over. You made a mistake and it's like, oh my gosh. Well, our kids they do this too, the people we lead, right? They run into a situation where they've screwed it up before, they've been yelled at, and they get that funny feeling too. But the good part is that we're not victims. We are in control of how we respond. I reacted, and then I responded. I reacted, my body reacted because it was trained to do so, and it felt that feeling so many times that it was like, read it, boom. I didn't even feel a thought in between there. I didn't even realize I was having a thought. It was just like a zing. And then I was aware of it. So I had the ability to change it. And that's the cool part. Because our thoughts happen to us and our feelings aren't facts. So we can change our responses. We can learn to manage these things one step at a time. They also say in the book, Are the Placebo, that eventually this loop of thinking and feeling and then feeling and thinking has been operating so long our bodies memorize the emotions that our brains have signaled our bodies to feel. The cycle becomes so established and so ingrained that it creates a familiar state of being, one based on old information that keeps recycling. My body had memorized this reaction. It was a familiar one I would choose to forget. But since I was immediately aware of it, I decided I was going to do something different. I first read this in Mel Robbins' High Five Habit, and you've probably heard it before, but even just stopping and taking your hand, I make a big hand, and putting it on your chest like this, And taking a deep breath can make a difference. Why? You may think, oh my gosh, kumbaya. Well, I'm not a kumbaya. And when I read this at first, I was like, oh yeah, that'll be great. But the bottom line is that she even suggests that you stand there and you say, I'm safe, I'm okay, and I'm loved. And if that's too much for you, then let's just go with this. I'm okay. That deep breath. And when I used to walk into my office when I was in graduate school, I would walk in and take a deep breath according to my office mate, Dr. Pat Hill, and I would say, okay. Just reminding myself that I am present. I am in control of how I want to think and feel right now. But our hand on our chest makes a difference. It reminds us of being here. It warms us up. I'm okay. Or even better yet, you're okay, Julie. There are studies, Michigan State, they've done a study that says that people who use third person, think LeBron James when he was going to take his talents to South Beach. LeBron James is going to do this. He's separating himself from what's going on. He's separating himself from the emotion of leaving Cleveland, his hometown, and going to go try to win a championship. You're okay, Julie. Use your coach's voice. Research shows that people who do that have less attachment to the emotion. It gives your brain a chance to catch up and think. Because we want to be able to think our way out of things instead of feel our way out of things at times. We get a feeling, we get a thought, and then we get to decide what we're going to do with that. You're okay. It all comes down to realizing that if we can just pause, we're aware, zing, there's the feeling, we're aware, okay, it's not real, this isn't happening now. I'm not going to screw this one up just because I screwed up the last one. I don't have to feel that way because that situation's over. I can clear my mind and get to neutral thinking, and that allows me to see solutions and opportunities. You're okay. The deep breath sends good stuff to our brain. It changes the chemicals in our body. Just like all those thoughts are ruminating on those bad things, change the chemicals and the nerves that fire together, wire together. Now we're changing how those things fire, and we're reminding ourselves that we are safe. We are okay. We are loved. This isn't real. This is old. It's old news. And now we have something new to think about. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm where I love to be in my comfortable, safe home. I'm on the field doing exactly what I want to do, being able to go and show my talent and use my training and be my best, because what I did the other day has no bearing on this unless I keep letting it fire in my brain and build things and build things and build reactions that then are just reactions. We want to respond. That's going to change our performance. We can either react and follow the feeling that is automated because we've built it in so well, because we've thought about it 50,000 times, or we can respond and say, I'm okay. A solid touch, a deep breath, a small word can help us reset and respond in a way that can improve our performance and make us feel better in the meantime. So this week, whenever you get that feeling, I hope you don't, take a pause, because you're okay, and then add your name in there. And I guarantee you'll feel a little bit better, and it'll pull you back to the present and make you realize all the great stuff that is in your life. Until next week, have a great week. Go to ssbperformance.com/blog to get more mindset tips. And if you'd like to work together, send me an email, juliej@ssbperformance.com. Have a great week. Take care of yourself.